Hi, welcome back to my channel, Kiss by Starlight. Thank you so much for being here. I wanted to pull through some messages for today to ask what is one thing that we need to know for today. What's one thing, one message to bring through? What would like to be seen? And we've got promise of the future. And this is the beautiful Ganesh looking out into the landscape, and look how the rainbow, I love that the rainbow has just fallen. I don't know if you can see, it only shows when it's there, so hopefully you can see that, and trust me that there's a beautiful rainbow reflection from the window on the card, just as Ganesh is looking out into the future, looking to the promises of tomorrow, to the miracles really that can be there for us. And we've got abundance, the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. Wow. And I'm being told that everything is a mirror. Everything is a mirror. So it's really about, whatever we want to see on the outside is feeling and knowing that on the inside. And I know that there's, a lot of people talk about this. They talk about the law of attraction and how to bring in abundance into your reality, into your life. But it really, really does need to be this case of expecting and valuing yourself, expecting that the abundance is going to, that it is manifest, that it is already there, that it's on its way, that it's arriving, that you can feel it, and get into those feelings of excitement. How are you feeling? How are you dressing? How are you acting? Are you acting and being, let's say being, not acting, are you being, from a place of abundance, or are you being from a place of lack? Can you imagine what's on the outside, inside of you? Can you really see it there first? We need to see it there first to actually experience it. And the fact that breakthrough has come through, and it's showing an image of the moon landing. And whatever you think about the moon landing, this would be an unprecedented um, situation. Somebody landing on the moon. No one could imagine a human doing that. If you were just to think about it. And yet now, we are seeing that things like this can happen. And so it suggests to me that if it's been difficult for you before to imagine and feel this abundance coming in, if it's been hard for you to manifest abundance, well, this is your new beginning. It feels like this is a start for you, a start where it can begin to happen. We've also got the number one. The number one is about new beginnings. It's about aligning with the promise of the future. Number 8 is about abundance and the infinity symbol. Number 5 is all about change, all about changes coming in. So if you've found this difficult before and it's not been part of your reality, I'm seeing that it could be happening now if you're doing the work to really focus on how you're feeling, how you're being, how you're manifesting, what your thoughts are, what your actions are, and if they're in alignment with a mindset of abundance, and really grounding that. So um you know even in what looks like a very sparse desert, although it's not sparse, there are shrubs growing, there is life here, there's great life here. It just is not necessarily able to be seen because of the landscape. And yet here is Uluru in Australia, and what a place of healing, what a place of incredible abundance on all levels, for a person to visit, to be experiencing. So again, I feel it's all about grounding that mindset now, really allowing that in for yourself. What do you really believe? Getting to the root of it. How is it for you? What are your thoughts on it? And the fact that we've got improvise, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. It's about acting as if it were so. So, you may not have a script, you may not know what to do, and so you have to improvise. You have to actually think on your feet. And I was actually thinking that when I was looking at what I think is a coyote, and I was wondering if the medicine would be similar as the fox. And fox medicine is about thinking on their feet. They use all of their senses to survive. They're very good at surviving and being cunning and clever to get their food, um, to feed themselves, to nourish themselves, to look after themselves. And as I've said in a recent reading, they've learned how to actually domesticate themselves. So, what, even in my lifetime, I've seen the foxes going from being very wild, let's say, to now being quite domesticated. And you see them everywhere in the towns and the villages, and they're interacting with people, they're living in people's gardens, even close to the road and close to busyness and people. They've integrated within our society. So again, the point of me saying this is about how we learn to look after ourselves, nourish ourselves. And remember, abundance isn't just money. Abundance is about time, it can be about energy, it can be about health, it can be abundance of anything that you're wanting to bring in, that you're looking to bring in to your reality. And I feel that you're really able now to put that vision out there. You're receiving insights, or you will be receiving insights and ideas for new offerings, new creativity, new work, new plans. Maybe you're thinking of moving, maybe you're thinking of um, growing something, whether that's a business, whether that's a home, whether that's bringing in something new in some way. You're receiving ideas about this, and this is going to be asked to be met with great promise, with great trust, with great sort of improvisation of imagining how it could be. Really imagine that. And when I say imagine it, walk yourself through the space in your mind. If you can't visualize, draw the space, or write the ideas of what each room is going to look like. For example, what's the building going to look like? What's it going to feel like? Can you imagine that money in your hand? Can you imagine driving that new car? Whatever it is, really get into practice of grounding that reality, manifesting that reality, and then trusting the outcome to be for the highest good. So even if it's not exactly the way that we've got more cards falling out here. So how beautiful. We've got stretch and expand. So again, this is again all about expansion, about growth, about really building that vision, about really allowing that vision to now be part of your reality. We've also got feel, just what I was talking about. Imagine it, feel it, witness it, experience it, allow it to be part of your reality, bring it into being. And remember the rainbows that we saw in the promise of the future card. Well, now here is another manifestation of the rainbow already. You see, just with that positive, expectant attitude, with a trust, you can see how quickly it can actually come into being. I shuffled the cards fell out naturally. There was nothing except trust in the situation. As we spoke about it, as we imagined it together, it came into being. And this is exactly what you can do if you can be very disciplined and focused on what you want. And let me be clear to you, that energy is not about grabbing, it's not about wanting, it's about being. It's a divine feminine energy of being, of receiving, of trusting, and then allowing it to be part of your experience. And sure, if you get an idea, or you hear something. It may be, I think, someone's going to hear something that is very valuable to them, that they're going to just almost be able to touch with their fingers. It feels so palpable, so exciting, so alive with promise. And that's going to start a chain of events that's going to allow for this new idea, this new thing in your life, this expansion in some way. Again, it could be you're renovating your home, you're enlarging your home, you're building a new home, you're adding on an extension for a relative or a loved one. Perhaps it's going to be that you're bringing new friends, or a new lover, or a new relationship into your life. Perhaps it's that you're wanting to travel, and you're going to be bringing in abundance of um, culture and ideas, and places to travel. Perhaps it's that you're building a new business. It You get the picture. These are all just ideas. It could be something different for you. It could be a new invention that you've had in your awareness for some time, and now you're going to be bringing it into being, trusting that there's going to be acceptance of it, that it's going to be received well, that it's there for you etherically. You're manifesting it so that you can manifest it physically, remembering what we said in the beginning. Whatever you can imagine, you can bring into being with discipline, with trust, with thoughts of it. And I'm just going to pick up the card that fell on the floor, because one absolutely flew out, and that is an absolutely beautiful card to finish on. Again, we see the mirror. Some of us may be working on shadow aspects of coming into the ability to flow, to receive, to imagine, to expect abundance. Some of us may be learning to do that, but like everything with light and dark, with shadow, with healing, with everything is in balance. Everything must come into balance. So if you feel that you're in a phase where you're learning how to do this, then trust yourself and allow this just to flow. Allow it to take the time it needs to take. Everything will come in its own divine timing, and that's not our timing. That's the timing of when it's best. The universe can see and know, our angels can see and know how things are from that highest perspective, where they know what needs to fall into place and what needs to be intrinsically woven together, beautifully woven together, to enable just that thing to manifest at exactly the right time, so that it can succeed, so that it will be received well, so that the money is there, all of those things. So just flow, just go one day at a time, trusting, opening, receiving, allowing, just being that energy of abundance. Think about it when you get up in the morning, the way you dress, the way you feel, the way you expect, the way you let your thoughts go. Are you making sure that your thoughts are always flowing with expecting the best? Are you making sure that your actions are in alignment with what you're wanting to bring in, and not what you're fearing? Do you see what I mean? It's a divine synergy, a divine connection that we are able to make when we flow in that energy, when we connect to that timeline. And this is what would like to come through. So again, it's all free will and choice. Nothing is set in stone. We do the work, and as we do the work and listen to our guidance, our own intuition, and listen to the synchronicities and the messages that come in, then it's up to us to do the work and to make it happen, to trust, to flow, and to receive. So, beautiful ones, that is the message for today. I do hope that it's been helpful and healing for you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. Welcome to the new people that have subscribed to my channel. I'm so happy to see you here. So grateful for your support in helping my channel to grow. And I really look forward to seeing you in the next reading. And I'm so excited to hear what you're manifesting. Do share with me in the comments. I'd love to know. It's always wonderful to share in and feel excited for other people's happiness and joy and abundance. And I'm fully expecting yours. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here.